Welcome to Jason versus the Moon. In this video, we're going to talk about somebody who I had a run-in with over a Facebook group called The Amazing Moon. This woman you may have heard of, and hopefully you haven't, because she is ridiculously narcissistic and makes probably some type of living off of her A, good looks, B, her amazingly extraordinary stories, and C, just doing interviews with all these people. Cindi Holland is who I'm talking about, who is a former NASA employee, also a former Lockheed Martin employee. Like I said, I had a run in here. I'll show you the most proof I can show you. What I did is I put a post when I was a member of the Amazing Moon group, which I enjoyed at the time, but I have an anger problem, and so I left the group. What I did is I found a lot of cool pictures and stuff like that of what I consider to be structures and things on the moon. Now, two people put laughing faces. Mel Gig, we'll show you. Okay, of course it's not going to show Cynthia Holland because she removed all her stuff. But you can see that what I did here. Cynthia Holland, no comment, just an emoji. First time I'd ever seen the name, didn't know who she was, doesn't matter. Mel Gig sharing a joke with Buzz, a joke indeed. This guy, once in, we're not talking about him, but still he has a picture on his profile with him talking with Buzz Aldrin, and I thought that was a joke. So Cindy did respond, and you'll see the proof of that in a second. But she went back and deleted her comments. Cyndy Holland. So what am I seeing through my telescope and magnifying photos of the moon? What is casting shadows? Why are there many independent light sources on the moon? This is just observable evidence I am showing. I can't prove it, of course. Why do you think a god created the moon, and how do you know a god's purpose for it? Have you looked at close-ups of the moon? Thanks for your response. She had said something about the moon is not a place you can go, it's a light that God made, or something like that. But once again, she deleted her comments. And you can see I responded to her. It's not I'm just responding to myself. Then I show her some pictures, Cindi Holland, a tube-looking thing on the moon, blah, blah, blah. Well, what she had done, and you can see the proof here, and she had tagged Dave Marsh and Ron Hagberg for backup, asking about Ron Hagberg and Dave Marsh. Do you believe there are buildings on the moon? Cindi Holland, no, I haven't. I don't think the moon has buildings on it. That's fair. And you know what? He didn't make fun of. He didn't say anything. He just said, I don't think the moon has buildings on it. Left it alone. Fucking perfect. That's why I like Ron, because he's cool. And this video is not about Ron, but shout out to Ron anyway, because I like the guy. I think he does good research. Anyway, back to Cindy, right? You can see she deleted it. I'm open to suggestions. What do y'all think the rectangles and right-angled things are? What do you think the independent lights on it, whatever? They just look like buildings or unnatural structures. She moved on to say something about, I use a P900, maybe it was a P1000 to view the moon. And I say, I use an 8-inch scope to view the moon, Cindy. But you can see she didn't. She already removed her comments. Cindi Holland, you are wise. She said something. Oh, this is what she said. She laughed at that I use an 8-inch telescope to view the moon when she uses a P900 or a P1000, which is a 16 megapixel camera with 300 times zoom, which is great. But I can get much closer with my equipment. I have zoom eyepieces, and I got a phone that attaches that has 4 times zoom on top of my 8mm, all the way down to 8mm eyepiece. So, Cindi Holland, she left off with something, blah, blah, blah. I'm an ex-NASA employee. Like it mattered. That's what she said. Cindi Holland, you're why social media is horrible. Why laugh at someone who says they use an 8-inch telescope? I should laugh at you. Use a 16 megapixel camera. You just want to push the easy button, the God button. Goodbye. Observation is much better than faith. Not to offend anyone on this channel, that's not my intentions. But I'm just here to show you, and my views are my own, and I don't express those on my channel much. But as you can see, you can get some hints that I more than often believe. I think the Earth is more than likely flat. It's definitely not what we've been told, but I don't project that onto my channel all the time, and stuff. But I don't have to be, also, I don't have to be a religious person or believe in a God to believe that the earth is not the shape that we've been told. But that's a different story. So let's move on to how this came about today. Why did I decide? Well, because I decided to move forward with this because the world does not work in ways that are not meant to awaken us a little bit and to put a fire under us. And that's what happened today. Is I was going through Jaronism's channel, which I unsubscribed to, and I unsubscribed to his Jaronism Raw channel. Why? Because the fact that you have Cindi Holland, former NASA employee, doing an interview on your channel is a big red flag in the first place. But where the bigger red flag comes in, so I can get to the point, because I know this is going to offend a lot of people, because Jaronism is one of my favorites who got me into looking into fake space, but I will not stand for someone who backs this up. For those who think that Cindi is faking her employment, as if that makes any sense at all, okay, now I'll explain to you how it makes sense here in just a moment. Here are some documents that she sent me to put up, which we'll go over in a moment, and they're laughable. If I could put a laughy face on anything, Cindi, I would put it on your documents that you showed, which we'll look at in a minute. I think people need to be a little more respectful and give people a chance. And yeah, you would say that to a guest you're having on who's highly, her stories are highly unlikely to be true. I'm sorry she is not Charles Bolden or whomever you want to come forward and state things they say while working for these agencies. Read these comments and ask yourself, why would anyone else come forward? Why would this lady fake this? It is sad, really. Here are the documents, and if this is enough for you, I am truly sorry. Jaronism, it's not enough for me, and I'm a very critical, thinking kind of guy, and I'm very observant. I try my best to pick things apart, and I document things to the best of my ability. But, this isn't enough for me, and this shouldn't be enough for anybody. Perhaps you can try to contact former NASA employees and try to get them on your show. So it sounds more or less like he did the work, and he got somebody, just somebody, who is or claims to be an ex-NASA and ex-Lockheed Martin employee. And he's saying perhaps you can try to contact former NASA employees and get them on your show. Well, you know what? I don't have a show. I have a YouTube channel. I don't try to make a living off of YouTube and ask for Patreon and send me stuff in the mail and all that kind of stuff. Man, I fucking paint houses for a living, and I have for years. And I still make a YouTube channel because I like to put forth information, not try to gain free stuff and money off of it. I think she did a great job, and she has said that she would like to come back and do another interview with better audio. Well, gosh, it's the best audio I've heard on any of the interviews, because I went back and found a couple more, and they're horrible. They have music playing behind it, like to make it harder for you to hear. Let me know if you think that it is important or not. But to say she is fake, this is just sad. Okay, I've already got this, and you guys, I'll put this document in here. Oh, and real quick, let me go ahead and do this. Well, we'll do this first. Here's the documents that were provided from Cindi Holland to Jaronism. We will go by it one by one. There's only about 12 to 14 of them, and it's not what I would call documents. By definition, I guess it's documentation of some kind, of photographic documentation of plaques, but no paperwork, no badge or anything that shows anything like that. So NASA employee documents. These documents were provided by former NASA employee Cindi Holland, with interview with Jaronism based on article found here, and it's not a link that you can actually click. Photos and documents. So this is probably Cindy's kids or family, and probably this gentleman is here as well. This has to be Cindi, and you can see in the back they've got a fighter jet. So that's part of her proof. Then we have Cindi again with what looks to be a pilot holding a plaque. Let's do a zoom, and you can see you have Cindi Holland, Facilities Administrator, and Cyndi Holland, okay? Cindi Holland, okay? Oh, let me go ahead and fix this for us real quick. Okay, we have Cindi Holland, C-Y-N-D-I, once again. Down here, I'm not going to zoom in, but you can see we have Cindi Holland spelled the same way once again. Bunch of signatures. She is popular. And we have Cindi Holland once again. But then we get to Cynthia L. Holland. Now we're going to get to Ms., not M-R-S, she's not married, Ms. Cynthia Holland. So Cindy, Cynthia. I guess if it was Richard, you could put Dick, you know, and this is what it leads me to believe. So Cindy and Cynthia. Okay, Cynthia L. Holland. Cindi Holland. Anti-terrorism level 2 course. This certificate is awarded to Cindi, C-I-N-D-I, Holland. Okay, but Cindy or Cynthia Holland, okay? But now we have Cindy spelled with an I. Is that a typo? She didn't say it was in the interview. All she said is, my legal name is Cynthia Holland, something, something, something. My name, excuse me, I know I go by Cindy. But my gosh, I mean, my name is Jason, and I don't spell it J-A-S-I-N or J-A-S-E-N at different times. I spell it J-A-S-O-N. And it's like, I don't know, it just seems very strange to me. Cynthia Holland. Oh, here we go. But Jason, there's the badge you've been looking for. That could be a visitor's badge. Anyone you see walking around with a badge at the, whatever, a gray colored lanyard and stuff, those are visitors. Okay, that's very possible. They have a ladder here. I mean, maybe this thing is just for show. It's a possibility. Here's probably Cindy with her family in front of another fighter jet, as if someone who did not work for Lockheed Martin could not have a photo opportunity with a jet. Do they not have tours at different bases and different facilities for this stuff? I'm sure they do, or air shows or something like that. So this photo doesn't prove anything. This is just a picture of her with some people and a photo. There's really nothing to see because it's too fuzzy. So we'll just back to zoom to fit. Just, once again with her family and another jet. And, once again, I just don't find that to be proof. If you do, Jaronism thought this was good enough documentation. Look, this is a photo of a photo on a cork board. Had to pause for a second. I just didn't have anything I could say. And the same thing here. This is the documentation that was provided to us by Jaronism, that was provided to him by Cynthia. I'll go over what I did, and I took pictures of it because if they ever remove it, I would like to know. What's up with that. I said Cindi Holland. She didn't block me on YouTube yet, but that'll happen next. Why is your name Cindi L. Holland, Cynthia Holland, and then Cindi Holland? I spell my name the same way all the time. What's up with that? I thought it was pretty good. Then I went on to go ahead and post my comment. Funny, and it's not 1 second ago. It's just I haven't gone off this page, so it stays with as soon as I typed it out. And anyway, funny how Cindi Holland, Cynthia L. Holland, and Cynthia Holland are all supposedly the same person, huh? The documents you provided with photos show different names on the plaques. I spell my name the same way all the time. Why does Cindy or Cynthia spell hers different so often? And you think you can't get pictures with fighter jets without working for NASA or Lockheed Martin? That is not proof. In fact, it seems you're putting the truth in plain sight just like NASA does. I say liar. Yeah, and I have the right to say that, just as any of you have the right to come to my channel and speak your mind. And I will not delete your comments, and I will not I won't do anything because I live in America where, for the time being, we have freedom of speech, and if YouTube does in fact filter comments and do all that kind of stuff, it ain't going to be because of me. I can tell you that right now, because I'm going to come onto someone else's channel and I'm going to say what I want to say. And thank you, Jaronism, for number one, allowing us to do so, unless this has been deleted already. Thank you for putting this out there. I do also want to thank you for giving me this paragraph in this document, because it's what gave me the push to unsubscribe to your channel. So anyway, just so anyone else would like to see, because I don't like to keep any stone unturned if I can help it, and I've done my best here. Cindi did. We went over the amazing moon stuff where she deleted all her comments, so we already know that. And so I went ahead and I sent her, and you can see, I can't zoom in, but look, you can see that is the same Cindi, Cynthia, whatever Holland that we've been talking to. I got it right, because before she blocked me, it said NASA or Lockheed Martin employee or something. So here's what I did, because obviously I'm not making this up. I'm not just typing out shit like this. I mean, no one does this. Okay, so check this out. This is my response, because she says she's not responding to my stuff. You say you weren't being rude. That's not true. You laughed at my post and did not address my questions. All you said was you use a P1000 or a P900 and tagged Dave and Ron for backup. You replied with laughy face, but did not back up why you disagree. You just said God made the moon and it is a light, not a place. Then you say you use a P900 to view the moon. Like it's a big deal. Because I don't care if she does that. I have better equipment than that. When I tell you I'm using an 8-inch telescope, you laugh again. What is so funny about that? I use a Celestron Nexstar 8SE and a Celestron 24mm to 8mm zoom eyepiece. It does pretty good. I'm just viewing the moon and sky, trying to share what I find. You do not seem very professional for claiming to be an ex-NASA employee. Why should I not laugh at you for simply saying God made the moon? It's the same way NASA and science use gravity for everything. It's the easy button. You don't know, but you need an answer. Therefore, God. I wanted to address you personally. I just don't get why it's so funny, or what I show you. I don't know why it is so funny to you what I show or say. Aren't we all trying to understand more about what's around us? I thought as a Christian you may have shown I thought as a Christian you may have shown a fellow human more respect. I think it's funny how often Christians do not respect their fellow man. Just so you know, you provided no proof or evidence or answered my questions. You may say you don't owe me that, but you made a claim. Back it up. And of course she blocked me, so there's no way for me to for her to back it up, because she doesn't. That's not her game. She's not here to back up her claim. She's here to tell you stories and get her face out there and make a living off of it. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. What did I? I'm gonna skip towards the end real quick, because I wanted to see what I did first. Is I typed in, is it illegal to be a whistleblower? I think something like that. And I found basically this: the Whistleblower Protection Act of 1989, as amended, is a United States federal law that protects federal whistleblowers who work for the government and report the possible existence of an activity constituting a violation of law, rules, or regulations. And it proceeds to go on from there. We got the general idea of what the Whistleblower Protection Act is. And why does that matter? Well, okay, I'm not going to sit here and make extraordinary claims like she said that she herself is a whistleblower. I haven't heard that put out there yet, or so I'm not going to say that. But the reason I bring this up is because people will say, if she was out there, exposing real truths from NASA and Lockheed Martin, they'd probably have her killed or have her taken out of here or something like that. And it's like, yeah, I don't put it past the government to take out people if they're doing something that's exposing them and stuff like that. That's a possibility, but I can't prove it. Doesn't matter. We're talking about, well, she can claim to be a whistleblower hypothetically, and the reason that she could back up why she's able to do so is, well, guys, there's a federal law that protects me from doing so because I feel that there's a possible existence of activity that's violating the law or rules. And you're going to see that some of her claims are just hearsay. As some people walked into her room and said, can you believe everyone believes in the moon landings? Well, that's not true. I don't believe in the moon landings. And I mean, there's no way you could if you do the research. But she also makes claims like she overhears somebody else saying something about the Earth being flat. And okay, but that's hearsay, meaning you hear it and then say it. Hearsay. That doesn't make it proof of anything whatsoever. So let's move on to some other stuff. Let's give a big thumbs down, which I've already done, to Woketown. Y'all are a joke. And I want you to know it. Hopefully one day my channel gets big enough and you hear about me. I found you by mistake. Comments are turned off. Yeah, that's probably about right for somebody who's interviewing Cindi Holland, former NASA. It's ridiculous. But y'all don't want to let people put comments on. That's part of, this is part of Cindi Holland for you guys. She doesn't want to hear the bullshit. This is in 2018. I bet you after the Jaronism one, because she's got a lot of bad comments, man. There's so many comments that you got to go through and just read. It's hilarious. She gets a lot of flack here with talking about how she started out as a janitor and then she with something about computer support and all this stuff, and people are telling you like, so a janitor who can fix emails is all of a sudden qualified to tell us, all these classified information. Let's just listen to a little bit of what we've got from Cindi on this interview, and we're not going to do a lot of it. I don't recommend you guys go and support Woketown by any means, but that's not for me to decide. That's for you to decide. We're all individuals. So let me go ahead and get my headphones on so I can start this video, and let's just listen to a few minutes of it, okay?
When I worked at NASA, probably 1997, 98, the guys in the photo lab, two of them were coming out of their office at the same time I was leaving my office, and I heard them laughing and saying they couldn't believe that people believed in the fake moon landings.
I'll pause it because they cut it off right there. Did you hear that? Two guys from the photo lab came walking out laughing and said, I can't believe that, some people believe in the moon landing. Okay. Is it not possible? No, I don't believe in the moon landing, and I don't think the Earth is a globe, okay? I'll tell you that right now. Do I think it's possible that you have a bunch of immature people that work at places like NASA and Lockheed Martin? Yes, because it doesn't matter what company that you work for and how professional that they appear to be. Groups of people are stupid, they're immature, they go back to the high school days where they click up and then, oh, we're not talking to that guy because he's a nerd. Oh, you know what I'm saying? So you're going to tell me that these people don't walk around making fun of flat earth people or people who discredit the moon landings? That's a possibility. I wasn't there. Apparently, Cindi was, because we're taking everything that she says at face value. Well, I'm not, and I don't think you should either. But let's see if anything else is said, just for a few minutes.
2007, one of the guys I worked with at Lockheed Martin told me that the Earth was flat.
That's it. They cut off, and that's they. Now, so someone from a photo lab and someone from Lockheed Martin. Now we have two things being said from Cindi, which are hearsay. She heard him say the Earth is flat, therefore she now thinks the Earth is flat. In my opinion, that's how I take that. Am I saying that's fact? No, I don't know how she feels personally. Obviously, I can't get in contact with her. Hopefully, the
So you have a
Jaronism
Fort
video
Worth
will do
connection.
that.
I do have a Fort Worth connection.
And that is?
I worked for Lockheed Martin in White Settlement, which is Fort Worth, Texas, for a period of time. That was not one of my fun positions. That was strictly business, financial business stuff.
Gotcha.
Well, so check it out, guys. You can tell that former NASA employee Cindi Holland is super professional, because that wasn't a fun part of her job. That was business. That was financial business or whatever. So we're gonna. I'll leave links to all these videos. Gosh, let's see. This one is from February 28th. This one's from February 22nd. Gosh, they did. Oh, look, and they have the comments turned off on this video, and so it's a woke town once again. Still got to give credit where credit's due. But look, I mean, I'm not saying that they filmed it the same week, but I mean, they released it the same week, and you got no comments. Let's see, did they do anything different with Cindi this time?
When I worked at NASA, probably 1997, 98, the guys in the photo lab, two of them were coming out of their office at the same time I was leaving my office, and I heard them laughing and saying they couldn't believe that people believed in the fake moon landings. 2007, one of the guys I worked with at Lockheed Martin told me that the Earth was flat.
So you have a Fort Worth connection.
So it seems like, okay, so what it is the one before was audio, and then this one is actually the audio and video. Okay, so that makes a little more sense. But you still, sorry, got a thumbs down that. You're going to turn off comments. You need to get the F out of here. You know what I'm saying? Comments need to be put on, because everyone's got a voice, and you need to respect everyone's opinion. Don't have to agree with it, but just look at this face right here, Cindi Holland. You know, doesn't know which way she wants to spell her damn name, wants to laugh at people online and be a typewriter warrior, which is exactly what she is. And she wants to provide us with Google Slides. Cindi Holland, here's some documentation. My gosh, if that doesn't prove right there, I mean, there's a couch and everything, guys. She ain't going nowhere. It's like home to her. If that's not proof, then I don't know what is. Well, the plaques with all these different names, that's what, because right here, maybe somewhere she says, oh, sorry about adding that anti-terrorism level 2 course certification. They put a typo in. Okay, well, I just don't know about that being true. You know, people just want to probably want to know the same question they want to know about everything. Why? Why is Cindi Holland doing this? What does she have to gain? Doesn't she have everything to lose? Isn't she risking her life? Because she's coming out and she's saying things against the status quo. And we should look up to those types of people, because not everyone does that. Most people are scared. Well, I'm going to show you some reasons why she might be doing these interviews. We'll be right back. Okay, so here's where we left off. Here's one thing that I will say. Why would Cindi Holland be doing any of this? Okay, guys, Cindi is, maybe the video that we just saw isn't the best, but before she blocked me and you saw some pictures of her and different things, she seems to be a very pretty lady. That's an advantage for women. Whenever you're pretty, you get special treatment. I don't do that because I'm married and stuff like that. I try not to be that way with women. But most guys are going to do that, you know what I mean? I mean, if you can get a pretty lady who's got a crazy, extraordinary story, And I'm not saying it's not true. Okay, I don't really care because I'm not going to listen to information from somebody who's unprofessional. Don't claim to be a Christian and talk about God, and then talk about you're an ex-NASA employee and you're an ex-Lockheed Martin employee, and then be unprofessional online. I mean, that's not how you gain support. That's how you push people away. Um, I'll show you something if we got enough time towards the end to call someone else out, but that's not the point right now. Why else would she do it? It's attention. She's a pretty woman who probably just wants some attention. You can see on one of the plaques, at least at that point in time, she was MS, Cindi Holland or Cynthia Holland, Ms., not Mrs. Meaning she's not married, so she is probably, gaining a lot of attention, and she probably has her pick of tons of guys. She's got interviews, right? There's links with interviews to her from different places. She's gained a popularity online. If you just go type her up, she's not popping up on a lot of my search results because on Facebook, you can disable a button where that your name will not show up through third-party search engines, and I'm sure she has done that. But if you want to go check this stuff out for yourself, listen to the claims that she makes. Look at the quote-unquote NASA employee documents. And like I said, we have Jaronism right here saying, here are the documents, and if this isn't good enough for you, I am truly sorry. That's just another way, in my opinion, of saying if the documents aren't good enough for you, I'm truly sorry. I'm too lazy to continue doing the research. That's what it sounds like. Is I made a call. I put out some emails. And I put out the effort. I got the interview, and that's all. It's like his mission was accomplished at that point, and he didn't feel any need to delve any further. Because had somebody who was going to do an interview with me sent me documentation like this, I would, in the most professional, nice way possible, try to speak with that person and say, like, I'd love to interview you. I think your story is interesting. I'd like to get your voice heard, but the documentation you're putting forth isn't something that I myself would accept. So therefore, I can't present that to the rest of the world or the rest of my subscribers. I have like 40-something subscribers, so I'm not like obviously putting out a lot of information to a lot of people. But one mind changed is all I'm going for, and especially when it comes to people like Cindi Holland. There's no reason that she should be getting fame or fortune, and I'm not saying that she is. But whenever you have her, I wish it's one of those things, guys. I mean, I'm giving you as much proof as I possibly can, and I think we can both agree. I mean, based on Ron, not to throw him in the mix, this has nothing to do with Ron, and like I said, he was very professional in his statement. He does not think the moon's on, but you can see he responded to Cindi. The reason I'm showing that is so that you guys can see that she was on here typing, and she removed all her stuff. So, when she can't even have a conversation about simple things like I say there's structures on the moon, she laughs at me. You're going to laugh at me, and I have observable photographic evidence that shows right-angled structures that do not look natural. Regardless, I've got the video up. It's not what everyone wants to see because they're so used to seeing CGI bullshit that real photographs aren't good enough for them anymore. If I show you a picture of Jupiter, unedited, raw as fuck, and I show it to you, you're going to go like, that's it? What do you mean that's it? Dude, that's Jupiter, bro. Through my telescope. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry that, that people on Facebook like Bradley Gillen. I had to finally block him. Shill's like him. He'll go on there and they'll put forth the most bogus information, and they claim to be against the the mainstream bullshit, but they sit there and they back it up all the time. That's what she's doing in the inverse. Okay, is basically she's going against the mainstream because she's cool. She's trying to hit that niche market, so to speak. There's not a lot of us out there there's more than there used to be, but a lot of people don't believe all the bullshit. Yet she's showing us nothing that shows proof of anything. I mean, her multiple names are on different plaques and certifications. Where's the badge? Where's anything? Where's your clearance level information? I mean, you don't have to like give us the numbers. I mean, just to show that it's there. But instead, we get pictures, and isn't that what NASA does? Is they give us pictures for evidence, and the pictures are doctored most of the time. So, I just don't know. I just don't know what else to say about it, guys. I definitely go through here. I'll put the link in here. Shout out to Jaronism for putting this out here. Because like I said, it changed my mind on him. I will still watch some of his videos, but I will not subscribe to his channel. I may not watch any more videos actually anymore. We'll see if let's go ahead and do this in real time, and I'm going to see if this has been removed. I don't think they're going to remove it, but I'd like to see if there's a response to it. I doubt it. Look, it's from 2017. I'm sure people have moved on. I just happened to see it. So 1 hour ago, no, it's still on there, but it doesn't have any activity, and I'm not looking for it. I just want to see if Cindy might somehow remember me. Doubtful. Maybe she'll put two and two together. I mean, she did, however, work for NASA and Lockheed Martin, guys. And she overheard two people talk about the moon landings. The people can't believe that everyone believes the fake moon landings. And then she heard another guy talk about how the Earth is flat. Boy, when we talk about proof, I'll tell you what, she's given it all the proof you can handle. But that's enough. I've ranted and raved. I just want to get this out there. You know what? I've got the right to do so. I have the freedom of speech. I haven't been rude. I haven't called names to anybody. And well, if I did, I don't know if I called anyone a clown. Sometimes I tend to call people clowns, but I mean, that's a clown is someone who entertains me and makes me laugh. Is that an insult? No, it is not. That is a compliment. So, so thanks for watching if you even stuck around. But guys, you got to start. You do need to start filtering out bullshit from reality. And this lady is not someone to give you a dose of reality, in my opinion. In my opinion, which I am entitled to, and you are entitled to your opinion. And feel free to put your opinion out there on my comments. I will not delete and I will not filter. I will not be disrespectful, even if you are a dick to me. But I will hit you with some truth, and I will stand my ground. And I invite anyone to email me at jasonversusthemoon at gmail.com. That's JASONVSTHEMOON at gmail.com. What would you email me about? I don't know. It's really up to you. Do you have some cool shit that you're into that falls in line with what I do? We can definitely talk about it. I'm not really up for putting other people's shit up on my channel. I haven't had requests for that, but I'd rather not do that. I'd rather you share your own information because it's yours, and I don't want to take that away from anyone. So thanks for watching. I'll put out some more stuff. I've had a lot of bad weather lately, so I'm putting up a bunch of videos breaking down, NASA stuff. I've got one of those coming up, U.S. patents on shit, with the weather modification. That's why I'm doing this stuff. Jason versus the moon. I know it sounds like it should all be just the moon stuff, but with the weather changing around here, it's been days I have not been able to film the moon or stars, so it's just, I've got to spend my time doing something else. So thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it.